Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Mr. Ambi, and this is Let's Just Talk About It. Today we got a couple things that we're going to talk about today, starting off with are we allowing our kids to be kids? And then we're going to turn around and talk about, can black people be racist? And then we're going to end everything with, do women trick men more than men trick women in appearance wise? So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get into this thing, man, I left y'all with this clip the last episode, but I don't think it really resonated. So I want you guys to hear this one last time.
You are a good person. We can see it through your actions. Mangoes, kiwis, strawberry, last name fruit, first name passion. Man, you show some love this way since you already know what's happening. When posting videos, pictures, smiley emojis, all up in the captions. Shirt, pants, jacket, shoes, loving how you wear your fashion. Y'all ready? Let's move. Love when you happy and dance.
You see, you guys are all wonderful people. You know, not many people tell us this. Sometimes we're so busy working and doing what we have to do that we don't even take the time out just to say, hey, I'm doing a good job. My hair was on fleek today. I killed it at work today. I landed this deal that nobody else can do, and I deserve a pat on my back. So ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and give yourself a round of applause and a pat on the back, because you guys are wonderful people and you're doing a very, very good job in this game we call life. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and move towards the news. Dave Chappelle. Lord mercy. Dave Chappelle Netflix series The Closures catches heavy criticism for his LGBT jokes. People took offense to a couple of his jokes, and people are saying that Dave Chappelle is homophobic, and they saying that he went extremely too far with his LGBT jokes. And there's a lot of people that had a couple of things to say about this, but I want you just to hear a clip from this special that he has. And we're just going to leave it at that, and you can get to basically make your own assumptions about it. But remember, this is the news, so I'm not at leeway to keep talking about the news. But listen to this clip.
The LGBTQ community doesn't know the baby's history. He's a wild guy. He once shot a and killed him in Walmart. Oh, this is true. Google it. The baby shot and killed a in Walmart in North Carolina. Nothing bad happened to his career. Do you see where I'm going with this? In our country, you can shoot and kill a but you better not hurt a gay person's feelings.
You see, there you go. Dave Chappelle with his views. You ask me, that joke was pretty funny, but it's a lot that comes behind making these kind of jokes. We'll talk about something like this later on in a couple of episodes from now. But right now, we just want to go ahead and get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, are we allowing our kids to be kids? You see, I see a lot of things with parents on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, social media, period, of parents putting their child in a certain kind of light that I personally believe that they should not be in. But before we go that far, I want you to hear what this brother had to say.
Buying your baby Walmart shoes.
Hey, my baby don't know who Ralph Lauren, he don't know no Michael Jordan, he don't know He don't know LeBron James. My baby, you know who Spider-Man is. And hey, he gets more happier for these than any pair of Jordans. He ain't never seen Michael Jordan dunk a ball, but he's seen Spider-Man save a whole town on TV. He gonna be way more excited for these. All you parents out there, when you out there buying your kids shoes, think about that. You buying it for yourself. No, my son likes Spider-Man, so I'm gonna get my son $8 Spider-Man shoes at Walmart.
He actually makes a good point about with the Spider-Man shoes because, you know, kids, they love and they respect their childhood heroes more than they care about what brand of clothes that they're wearing. So hats off to that guy, man. He's giving his child one of the best childhoods that they can have. And if you see this guy, you can tell he's not broke. You can tell he's well put together. He's just letting his kid be a kid. And saying that is, I seen a couple of posts where I'll get on social media and I'll see a lot of people posting their kids. It's be honest with you, preferably it's mostly women that's posting their kids, and they'll have a son, and I mean this kid would be dripped out from the head to the toe. Man, the kid got on, first thing first, we're going to start with the haircut. The kid got a really good, decent haircut. The barber did his thing. All these kids, like, that they're posting. Haircut, then you'll see a child with, you know what I'm saying, a nice matching outfit, maybe a Adidas outfit or a Nike fit, or, you know what I'm saying, a good pair of, like, True Religion jeans with a nice little t-shirt. And, you know, they'll give them some Timberlands, some Adidas, some shell toes, or just whatever shoe that matches the outfit. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with making sure that your kid is fresh, but that kid looked like a grown dope dealer. I said it. That boy looked like he done been here in the past life and he ain't get a chance to finish selling all the drugs he had from his last life, so now he over here in his life and he ain't wasting no time. He's starting as a youngin'. That's what the kids will be looking like with the boys. The boys. I'm going to get to the girls later. The boys. And it's like, even goes as far as parents drawing tattoos on their kids. Like, I mean, some of it is just for entertainment purposes. Like, you know, they're bored in the house or whatever. Other times it's just like, hey, look, they're just actually doing this and posting their kids being fresh. And it's like, yo, like I said, there's nothing wrong with your kids being fresh, but is your kid actually being a kid? I mean, come on, the kid is only 3 years old. They don't care too tough about all the other types of clothes, anything out there like that, man. If you go to a store and you let them pick out what they want, some kids, yeah, they do pick out name brand stuff. I can give it to them. But most kids, they're picking out stuff that they like. You know what I'm saying? Young men, they see action figures. Like, I remember when I was around that age, man, when I was young, I really didn't care too much about anything but Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon cards coming up. Style didn't start coming in until I hit like the 5th grade going on to middle school. Middle school is when it just started to really hit because all the other kids was coming to school with fresh, you know? But as a little kid, I don't think that's nothing that... Because my thing is this. If I go to a barbecue, I see a kid that's really, really fresh. I'm like, okay, that kid is probably not going to play with all the other kids because their parents spent a grip on the clothes that they have, and they're coming to a barbecue or they're coming to a function where kids get dirty. So it's like, okay, cool. But I'm not really thinking about that. What I'm really thinking about is hey, is this kid, like, comfortable? Is he really, like, what did he want to wear? Because my thing is like this. I like kids, but I don't like snotty no kids. You know what I'm talking about. The kids that have their hands are always sticky and greasy and snot on their nose and hair is not done. Everyone loves kids. But, you know, there's people like me that don't like snotty no kids. So as long as your kid is not a snotty nosed kid and it's just like they're well presentable, they're cute and adorable, like, you can't go wrong with a kid. Toddlers, So it's nothing wrong if they come to the barbecue with a Batman shirt on, a Black Panther shirt on, Skechers that light up, you know, some weird gadget that on their wrist they think it's a watch, but it's something else. I don't know. Let our kids be kids, man. Let the kids be kids. Because, like, you know, at the end of the day, when it's time for them to grow up, then the stuff that you presented to them while they were younger, they don't carry with them when they get older. Not saying being fresh is a problem. It's being grown before your time. Like with young ladies, the young girls, I really don't be seeing, like, I give it to society, man. They do a pretty good job of, like, you know, having a young girl look like a young girl. But my thing is I have seen the attitudes. Now, I don't know if that comes along with being a girl, but I do know when I go on these lives and I go over to certain TikTok videos and parents are condoning their daughters, not only just the daughters, but the sons as well, to do a lot of cussing and laugh about it like it's funny. Like, it is funny to us adults, but kids don't need to see us laughing about it. You know? Get on to them first, go to your room, and then we gonna laugh about it. And then what makes it worse is that you have it on camera and then you're posting it on social media. So now when the kid gets older, you know what I'm saying, even if it was just a thought, now it's a guarantee because now they can go back and see, oh man, I acted like this when I was coming up. My parents like this is how we are, this is how we get down. But then you wonder why when the kid gets older, when they get in their teenage years, they're so difficult to deal with. Granted, I don't have kids, but I do understand that from my experience, coming from a kid on up, is that most kids, they're just going part of the crowd. You know, when you're in your teenage years, you're experimenting, you're finding somewhat of your place in the social realm of the world. So hopeful, have dreams and aspirations, can't wait to get to certain places, can't wait to be grown. So they act grown, and what they think is grown is not really what's grown. Because when they was younger, you allowed them to curse. Like, I had seen a clip, if I can find a clip.
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, not nice.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Do you need to leave? No, bitch.
Okay.
Oh.
This boy in class told his teacher to shut the F up. Little kid. Of course, everyone's saying, nah, it's not the thing to do. But where did the kid get that language from? You know? I see clips of kids, toddlers just saying the B word, period. Like, it's just so cool and something to do. Like, it's what's to do. Like, that's the norm. Nah. Till this day, I got an auntie, till this day, that tell me I can't cuss when I'm talking to her. Because to her, I'm still a kid. It's that generational gap. Stay in the child's place. So we got to keep the child in the child's place. We can't give them tools that adults use. Allowing your kid to run around and do what they want, it's just like really signing their life away. Because when they get older and they don't listen to nobody, you wonder why they end up in jail. You wonder why they end up in trouble. You wonder why they lose certain things in life that you know they were more than capable of obtaining, like opportunities. You wonder why all of this stuff. And to be honest with you, it's simple. Let your kids be kids. Let them watch cartoons. Teach them how to read. Teach them how to write. Let them draw. Answer questions. And let them just be kids. You know, it's nothing wrong with getting your child fresh every now and again. You going to like a wedding, they got to put on a suit. All right, cool. you know, you're going to like a family photo shoot or reception or whatever, and you want them to have on some Timbs. It's nothing wrong with having all these items on standby ready to go. But on a day-to-day basis, going to school every day, kids need to be focused more on what they can learn, focusing on their social skills at that age. Cell phones. When cell phones hit, when I was younger, we had razor phones, flip phones. Everybody didn't have a cell phone. You know? Now, everybody has cell phones. Shoot, 3-4-year-olds have cell phones. Like, nah. If you got any questions or any remarks about what was said today about kids, please, I really want the parents out there to DM me on Instagram at AMBII_production and send me a DM. Let me know what you think. Give me some thoughts on what you got. You know what I'm saying? And maybe one of these episodes or whatever, I can insert you into it. The kids, parents, there's a fine line between that. All right, moving on. Can black people be racist? Oh, yeah, ooh. Let me tell you where the question came from first. So I'm at work, right? I'm working. I'm doing my thing. And I noticed something that, you know, there were a lot of white people that were working certain positions that it wasn't a lot of black people working. And as I was going throughout the day, I had met this older lady, and I basically expressed what I saw, and I was like, what's up with that? And she was, you know, one first day first, she did say, you know, it's America, and you know what to expect as a young black man. She's very stern and straightforward. But she said something that caught me, and it made me feel some type of way to think of this question. She said, as long as you focusing on yourself, then you should have no problem. Anything outside of that, it's something wrong with your heart. You have to question yourself. Is it hatred in your heart? And she kept going on about all this other different stuff, but that's what really caught me. And I was like, man, she's right. Because if I'm only just doing my own thing and I'm just, you know, worried about myself, and I'm noticing what I noticed, is like, damn, I was like, am I racist? It's like, nah, I can't be racist. I'm black. But then I had to think about, like, damn, Indians can be racist. Chinese people can be racist. Hell, like, fucking anybody can be racist. So yeah, black people can be racist. But it's like this thing in the community is because, like, racism is so geared towards us African Americans that, you know, it's not known for us to be racist. Or are we really being racist and don't even know it? Like, I haven't seen a lot of situations where we'll have this thing where we'll judge somebody because they're white. And when I say we, I'm not speaking on for every single black person. Let me just speak for myself. Me as a black person. There's this thing I've noticed that, you know, when I go to certain areas and certain situations and stuff like that, like, you know, it would be, you know, black people will come together and it would just be some underlying common, I don't know, thought, feeling. Because somebody will say something like, these white people don't like this, or the white people don't like that, or that's some white folk stuff. And everybody just, you know, have some common laugh, a genuine laugh about it. We would judge before we actually get to know white people. I haven't seen, I'm thinking of this one white supervisor that was like actually around the same age as I am, and she's a supervisor, and she was just getting a hard time from the black older ladies, actually. Like, it was, you know, black older ladies. She was getting, like, a hard time. And I already knew it was because she was white, because she was young, and she was a supervisor. And watching how she was trying to deal with everything, it was like you can sense that she had no hint of racism inside of her, but she was struggling with getting people to understand who she is. Like, she really came off as a really cool supervisor. But the crap that was coming her way, it was like, damn, I see the frustration. I can't even think of a word to explain, but she was just stuck. She was doing what she needed to do, but outside of that, getting the respect, it was hard for her to get that. So I was like, damn, I've seen white boys get mistreated verbally. You see, between us, it's called joning, but when, we joning on a white boy, it's the same thing. We ain't talking about joning. We're talking about the subliminal messages, the shots that are being thrown in conversation. It's like, yeah, we could be racist. We really can be racist. And I personally believe that's something that we need to work on. Not just us black people, but the topic is, can black people be racist? And yes, we can be racist. First thing that come out of our mouth when we don't like some shit that I don't hear a lot is that crackle. Usually from the older crowd. That crackle. I was like, damn. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's something that we all need to come together and just be like, hey, man, that's not part of who we are, and that's not how we rock, because I had a history teacher tell me, man, he told me that our culture, it's like the only culture that is accepting of all other cultures. Think about it. It's not many cultures that a black man can go to or a black woman can go to and be accepted just right off the bat. But our cultures will accept anyone as long as they, respectful and do their thing. This is some stuff that you can go read about, but we don't want to get too deep in that. But saying that is the reason why we're accepting this, because we have understanding, we have love. If anybody, any race, that should know anything about equality, is our race. It's not time for you to, just because we're getting a little bit somewhere in society, to start letting that stuff get into your head. Because I guarantee you our ancestors would not be pleased with some of the things that we have, considering the things that we have, and freedom is being one of them. The freedom to start your own business, the freedom to have your own home, to have your own house, the freedom to travel as you want. These things that we take in for granted that we didn't actually have 100 years ago. The freedom to vote, the right to vote. So yeah, we should be the barrier between true acceptance and racism. Because you think about it, people from all around the world came to march with Martin Luther King. Some were good people, some were bad. Some were black, some were white. A lot of them were white that were traveling to make a statement, say this is wrong. So when stuff like not just racism against black people, but racism against Chinese people, racism against, Indian people, we should be the ones that they can come to, and we get everything situated to say, hey, look, no, this is wrong. Because ain't nobody going to be able to understand us. Well, no, let me take that back. People will respect what we have to say because we went through it so long. So let's not tarnish what our ancestors and what we are currently working so hard for in society with starting it off with racism. Man, I love you guys, man. I just want y'all to get it together and be leaders out there, man. Be leaders. People sometimes need a voice, and we could be that voice. And the last thing is men, women. Do you think that do women trick men more than men trick them and appearance wise? When I say appearances, I am meaning exactly what it seems. Appearance meaning being what you see. You know, so we're talking about body, we're talking about money, we're talking about your image that you're portraying. So it's like a coworker that I had, she was talking to me about how men aren't SH shit. And I'm like, man, you can't go and say that. And somehow, some way, through, you know, taking a couple of lefts and a rights in the conversation, she makes a statement. She says that men trick women more than women trick men. And I'm like, how? How, Sway? How? She's like, men go to the barbershop, they get a shape up, they get a haircut, they look like a completely different person than they do before they had the haircut. So we just supposed to just walk around looking crazy. Let our beard grow out. Let our hairline do the McDonald's sign. Oh, I get we ain't supposed to shave under our pubes or anything like that. We just supposed to just what? Just go looking like we came from the caveman days. So I shot back and I was like, hey, look, that's just us keeping up with our grooming. That's us keeping up with ourselves. If you ask me, women trick men more than men trick them in appearance, because when you're paying attention to the foundation that's being used, the eyelashes, the fake butt jobs, ladies, is no attack against you because it look good on a lot of you. But it's, you know, this is when we go take them to the crib and you wondering, who the F are you? You ain't the chick I've been dealing with for the past month, because every time you went out with her, she always had makeup on. And then you get back, you know what I'm saying, you finally invite her over to the crib, fellas, and then, you know what I'm saying, she go and get into her night clothes and start removing a lot of the stuff that she had.
Who the fuck are you?
What? What are you talking about?
Baby, some ugly motherfucker snuck in the house. Bring my pistol up. When my girl get up here, she gonna whoop your ass. Babe, hurry up. What you doing? She look like the Wicked Witch of the West. Uh-huh, you messed up. You came in the wrong house, crackhead.
Did you just call me a crackhead?
I need an officer at 305 Dunmar Street. Yeah, some nigga just broke into my house. It's just three of us, including the intruder. Hold on, let me ask. Are you a man or a female? Yeah, she ain't complying, man. Yeah, I think it knows me. Yeah, send the officer. Thank you. Police on their way. Boo, what you doing? Come get your licks in before the cops come. Come on, hurry up.
Are you serious right now? It's me, Leslie, okay? I am Leslie.
Girl, I do not know you.
Whew, she don't look like how she did just an hour ago, or the whole month I was talking to her. Get real comfortable, then the weave come out, you see how long the hell is. Your wig come off, you see how long the hell is. All across the board. All across the board. Now, there's nothing wrong with this stuff, but I feel like men are more tricked in this area. But granted, she brought up a good point. She said, well, men trick us with having us to believe that they have money when they really don't. You see them, I'm like, what? How? How, Sway? How? If you see the money, they got money. She's like, no. She said, you can go somewhere, guy pulls out $2,000. He'll show you it. He'll act like he got money around you. And then when you go visit him at where he stays with his mom. His living conditions isn't what you thought it would be. So it's like, oh, dang. So are you saying that because he's living with his mom that he don't have money? She's like, nah, but if he's going to be showing me all this money and doing all this stuff, then I would expect for him to have his own place. I was like, damn, I can see how you women be tricked that way. I was like, dang, I can't say nothing to that. I could bring up the argument, and I did bring up the argument. It's like, oh, well, you're just looking, what is you looking for in a man? But then we started to go completely left from the actual conversation. But then we circled back around, and we began to talk on the point of why this stuff is being done. And it's like, see, that takes the trick out of it, though. Because from my understanding is I guess the makeup and, you know, the foundation and the nails and stuff is like connected to some kind of insecurity. I'm like, well, I feel like women are just be want to be pretty all the time. But what she told me was some of the times it's connected to an insecurity. Ladies, tell me what you think about this. Just go ahead and give me a DM on my Instagram at AMBI_production. Is this an insecurity or not when you wear makeup? Or do you really want to just be looking pretty? So we moving on in the conversation, and then she goes and says, hey, like, just like men wear glue-ons or something, glue-ons and sew-ins or something like that. I'm like, nah, the fuck we don't. She's like, yeah, I do. And I'm like, nah, I don't see no stuff. She's like, so when you go to the barbershop, you don't see guys getting spray painted on their forehead? I was like, dang. I don't do it, but I have seen it done a lot. I'm like, damn, yeah, she got me on that one. Yeah, I do. She was like, that's a trick. She's like, some of them guys, they be having a receding hairline and they have a huge bald spot, and all it be nothing but that spray they be using. I'd be like, oh, snap. Then she turns around and shows me a clip of a guy getting some dreadlocks glued to his head. I'm like, oh, Lord. I didn't know men did that. You know, but some people, I mean, it's understandable if you can't grow hair, but most men, you know, that have, you know, go to the barber, they have some type of hair they can work with. Locks is not that hard to start. Your hair just has to grow. So I'm like, okay, well, you're right. Men do trick women. But I do still believe that women trick men more than women in appearance. So in a sense, I had to tell her, like, hey, we gotta come to a conclusion. We couldn't just say one or the other did more. So instead of agreeing to disagree, we came up with this conclusion. That men and women do it quite about the same, with women doing it slightly more. And I personally say, hey, I can agree with that. At the end of the day, we're not out here trying to trick people. You know what I'm saying? I think people just want to look their best when they go out. Because what I was taught coming up was that, hey, look, when you go out the house, you go out the house the best way you can. Present the best you to the world. And women usually do that. Men do that too as well. College students, when I was in college, man, we kind of lost that. We going to class in our pajamas type stuff. And it kind of stuck with me after college for like a little while. But then I'm going back to what I learned. We grew up on. So it's like, hey, if you got to put some makeup on, if you got to get dreadlocks glued in your head, hell, I don't care, goddamn, if you want to just goddamn get a butt lift. If you feel like that makes you a better you and it makes you more attractive in the world, then cool. Don't do it with the intention of tricking people. Just do it because it makes you feel better as a person. So, that leads to the ending. The motivational quote. Focusing on other opinions doesn't leave room for the facts of your life. That was deep. We want to see say more? Because everything I said today was pretty much my opinion. With the exception of the news. So don't make that the fact of your life. You have your own course to go. This podcast is designed for so many different random topics that everyone feels comfortable about what's being talked about and have no problem with joining the conversation. It's more than one opinion around here. But facts, well, that's facts. So focus on the facts of your life when it comes down to your life. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you already know who it is. It's Mr. Ambi. This is Let's Just Talk About It. I thank you guys for tuning in today. Until the next time, peace.